Hello? Hello? Check.
Hello? Are we doing
Can you
it?
hear me? Check. All right, we're back. We're,
Are we?
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
We got some beers. Yeah, and it's Jimcast. Back again, another thing that we're doing. Where are we today, Ben?
We are down at Bone Up Brewing. So took a little road trip today.
Hold on.
Didn't get the full effect. Yep, there it is. You got it. Nailed
Stuff's
it.
awesome.
But yeah, we took a little field trip down here today to talk with the folks here and find out what they're up to. They do some really cool beers, some really good stuff, along with some really good bands.
Nice.
So right up our alley in all of the ways.
So normally we listen to bands. Are we going to be listening to bands today?
I think what we'll probably do is get some song recommendations to listen to on the way home.
You know what? I'm good with that. I like songs. And also recommendations.
It's almost like that's what we do.
That's like, it's the least amount of thinking that I have to do. And that's great.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So, once again, we didn't introduce ourselves. I'm Brandon.
Yeah, we're terrible at that. I'm Ben.
We're also a band.
Yep.
What's our name?
Hobo Wizard?
Oh, yeah, that's
I
the
think.
one.
Last time I checked.
I forget.
Unless we changed
I also
it.
forget the bands that I'm supposed to be talking about, so this is
yeah.
nothing new. So, cool. So,
But yeah.
let's talk beers and music and stuff.
Stuff and things.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we're back. We're back. Hello, we're back. We got some sweet mic stands made of plastic. I think they work. Hello.
We're doing it.
I think they work. You good? Say something in there.
Something into there?
Yeah, why not?
Did it work?
I guess so.
Excellent sound check.
Excellent. Sound check. Everything works perfectly.
Nailed it. But yeah, so like we said, we're down here at Bone Up Brewing. So, you guys want to tell us a little bit who y'all are and what you're up to here?
Who are you people?
Why are you here? We're just gonna get existential right off.
Okay, let's not get that serious.
Well, my name is Liz Corrali, and my husband Jared, and
Hello.
I own Bone Up Brewery here in Everett. So we're a small craft brewery, one of the smallest in the Boston area, and we have a loose Belgian focus to the brewery, but we brew a lot of different styles.
Oh, hi.
Pause for the photo.
Take pictures too.
Audio pictures now.
And I guess this brewery was started out of a shared love of obviously craft beer and also heavy metal. Our first date was at a Red Fang show
Nice.
in Cambridge, and it was just sort of game over for us after that.
That's
All right, we're listening to Red Fang on the way home. Done.
There you go. There you go. One of the best bands ever.
Insert Red Fang song here.
Yeah, listen to Indian Handcrafts too. They were at that show. It's great.
Nice.
And Black Tusk, too.
And Black Tusk was at that show.
Such a
there you
good
go.
lineup.
Just recreate it.
Right?
It was a magical night.
Thanks for tuning in. We're still listening to music the rest of the time. Later.
But really, we started this place. We both love working with our hands and making cool shit, and brewery seemed like the best way to share that with people. Jared has a very long history of brewing, mostly home brewing before. So he's the science, I'm the art. Somewhere in the middle, there's beer.
Nice.
Mucho beer.
Yeah, and the brewery didn't necessarily start with the intention of doing a ton of beer band collabs, but that has been our focus the last couple of years, and it is an absolute blast.
It started by accident.
It did start by accident. You want to talk about that?
Sure. So... Alright, cool. So when we celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the taproom opening, we decided that we're going to throw ourselves a party, and we invited our favorite local band, surf rock band called the Weisternauts.
Nice.
And kind of on a whim, like a little bit before the party, we were just like, oh, it'd be cool if we just like brewed a beer to pair with their set. So we did, and then like the party itself has gotten like a little out of hand at this point. So it was, we had a band the first year, and then it was like four bands the year after, and then
Party continues.
yeah, yada yada yada. This year, I think we have 18 bands lined up.
So far, it's 16. 16 confirmed, and then probably 2 or 3 more because we're going to add another fucking day onto this fest.
Yeah, so it went from Saturday afternoon to something that starts Thursday evening and ends Sunday night.
I like it.
This year is our 7th anniversary, so we were joking about doing a whole week of shows, but I think that might actually kill us.
That might be a little much.
All the bartenders will quit.
Yeah, and so every year we made a beer for every band that played at the anniversary, and at some point in the middle there, we just kind of started making band beers that weren't related to the anniversary. I think actually the first one was that Brutal Fest in Pittsburgh. One of the first ones was
for Black Tusk.
Yeah, we got invited to a beer fest down in Pittsburgh, and they asked us to. All the brewers got paired with a band, and we got asked to make a beer. And we got paired with Black Tusk.
I wanted to get paired with them because it was like, we
That's
still have
awesome.
our first date. We should make a beer with them.
They were not impressed by that story.
They were good dudes, though.
Yeah, they're awesome. And yeah, yada yada yada. Like we did that kind of here and there. Like so, every now and then somebody would be like, "Oh yeah, like I know this band that wants to do this, and like you guys do weird shit all the time. So can I give them your contact?" And at some point in 2020, we had a band just show up and like leave a CD on the bar and be like, "Hey, can we do this?"
Yeah,
here.
we heard you guys make band beers. Like, here's our calling card.
That's sick.
But it's mostly something that is spread through word of mouth, and now it's a lot more of like a schedule thing since we're making them so often.
Yep.
We're just like, all right, we need to figure out when we're actually going to fit this into the schedule and how we're going to do a release party. But yeah, it started as this sort of haphazard, disorganized thing, and now it's just part of the business, which is so much fun. Cool. With beer and music, there are so many parallels.
Right, and there's so many good things that come from exactly that. Of like, I don't know, let's try and do a thing, and then it just goes.
Yeah, and we mostly work with local bands, kind of a mix of like very unknown, very new to pretty good, pretty well known acts, which is fun. But with the decrease of venues to play and practice spaces disappearing left and right in the Boston area, we talked to all these bands and they're so frustrated because they have nowhere to play.
Well, we fit in perfect because we're not well known and we're not good.
You guys
So
are
it's perfect.
What, you angling for a beer?
That's why. Yeah, damn, I think we're here.
Perfect.
We didn't drive an hour and a half to not have beer.
We do have beer.
Oh, never mind.
I don't think that's.
We already got what we came for. So
That's awesome.
What are you guys listening to? What's in your playlist right now that you're listening to? It's relevant to anything.
Let's see.
At all.
I have been listening to quite a bit of Crystal Fairy and Ruby the Hatchet. I'm trying to do a lot more like female-fronted stoner doom because it's March, it's International Women's Month.
Right.
So I'm trying to make sure all my ladies are represented.
That's awesome.
Let's see. The next show we're actually going to see Bone Church for the first time.
Nice.
With Cortez and Ancient Days.
Oh, that's the one on Wednesday?
Yeah. Are you going to that?
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, well, I'll see you on O'Brien.
That's super
And
good.
Cortez is playing at the anniversary in
Yeah.
August.
Oh, sick.
So Jared is not familiar with them, so he's like, I'm going to take you to a show that happens to be in 2 weeks, and then you will decide that you like them.
That's cool.
So they're right up our alley. But
Yeah, those guys are rad. Bone Church rules. We
Bone
saw
Church,
them. I've seen them a few times, but we saw them, I think, most recently with Pentagram.
Yeah.
They were
Sick.
opening for them with Worshipper.
Oh, that's awesome. We love the Worshiper dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Worshipper's so weird. Like, all I ever heard was like, we talked about this at the show. It was like,
We heard like some of their recordings.
and I was like, okay, it's kind of like, it's good. It's like
It sounds like very clean on the recording.
very clean. And then like
And then we saw them and we were like, oh,
they started playing live. We're like,
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah, so good.
okay.
Yeah.
These guys are legit.
Yeah. They played our anniversary last year, and then I've seen them live here in the Boston area a couple of times, and they blow me away.
Yeah. So what are you listening to?
So
What did you listen to today? On your way here.
there's an unnecessary amount of backstory behind this. But
We're here.
That is the best kind of story.
but to answer your question before I get into the unnecessary backstory, it is Bonginator.
I've been listening to so much Bonginator.
Yeah. Like there's an event we do every month that our events guy puts together. It's called Band Hangouts, where basically bands just show. It's the way he describes it is it's like everything about a show without the live music. So it's just like bands come in, hang out, sell some merch, and just like, and we usually pair it with a beer release. And I saw Bonginator was coming up, and I wasn't familiar, so I listened to their longest album on Spotify, and I fucking love that.
That's
So
awesome.
So that's been on repeat for like a week and a half.
Sick. Nice. That's rad. Yeah, you guys have done some really cool collabs. This one that we've got here is one that you guys did with Fuming Mouth. So, and there's some events and things coming up with that, right?
So many events. Where to start? I guess we'll start with Fuming Mouth. So in about a month, we're going to travel down to Philadelphia for Decibel Magazine's Metal and Beer Fest.
Nice.
It is an absolute blast. We did the Philly one last year, and we got invited out to the Denver one this past December. That was a lot of fun. Really never traveled that far for the brewery before, so that was exciting. And Decibel loves us so much, they gave us not one, but 2 bands to brew beers for, for this upcoming fest. Fuming Mouth and All Out War from New York. So,
Sweet.
Fuming Mouth, we ended up going with a West Coast style pale ale. You know, West Coast, they're bitter, they're brutal, they're big. So we wanted more of an old school pale ale with caramel notes, like nice bitter hop bite to it.
Massachusetts hops.
Massachusetts hops, all local grown hops.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's what we're drinking right now. And for All Out War, they came out to the brewery to sample some beers and figure out what they wanted to make. And they ended up falling in love with a ginger farmhouse ale we had on tap at the time. So we took that recipe and tweaked it a little bit for them. And that's going to be the other beer that we bring down to the fest. But it's a good event. I think there's still some tickets left. They're only like $40 too.
Dang.
You go in, you get
The
to sample
lineup for
all
that
these
show is
craft
so
beers.
rad, too.
I think it's Black Dahlia Murder and Suicidal Tendencies headlining this one.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
And everyone's all excited
I
about
Hate
Gorguts
God.
playing the pre-party.
Gorguts is going to be great.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Where's that at in Philly?
It's at the Fillmore in
Okay.
Fishtown.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Philly's like a great spot for music, like hardcore, like doing whatever. Like I went down there for like a hardcore fest a few years ago. Joe Hardcore's does another podcast, but he's like an old school hardcore guy that like I know from a while back. But yeah, Philly's a great spot for music.
tell us. Maybe we should start a brewery down there.
Right?
I feel like there's a brewery around here that tried to open a second location in Philly and it didn't go so well.
Not mentioning any names.
No, we're being recorded. But yeah,
That was COVID's fault.
that was COVID's fault. But yeah, the way we create these band beers, we sit down and just have some beers with the band and kind of get to know them, figure out how they describe themselves in terms of the music they play, and sometimes they just want a beer that they want to drink. They're just like, this is my favorite style of beer. Can you just do this, and can you put your label on it? And then sometimes we will work together to create a recipe that's like actually meant to pair with their music or be representative of their sound.
That's cool.
Yeah, it can go in a lot of different directions, but it's a good way to get to know local bands and support them. And then what we usually do for the can art is we'll take one of their albums or a piece of merch they have, and then we'll sort of redraw it in Bone Up style, which is a little bit more like cartoony, psychedelic, and that's a lot of fun.
Who does your guys' artwork? Because it's sick. Like,
I don't know. I saw the shirt when I was coming in. That one.
Oh yeah,
that is my favorite. I saw that one on the website. I was like, that's so sick.
yeah. I think there's still some left. That's
yeah.
from the anniversary last year.
It's so
got
good.
all the bands that played on the back.
So you do all that art, that
I work
psychedelic
very
kind of
cheap
art.
for the brewery.
Excellent. Yeah, it's super sick. I love it. So,
Nice.
but you do all the can art too?
I do,
So,
yeah.
Okay. So good.
Yeah, so this is the Fuming Mouth can art is based on the artwork for, I think it's called Into the Void,
Yeah.
one of their EPs.
That's the
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
for
so
reference.
That's awesome.
it's kind of fun to
That's
reimagine
super cool.
these death metal themes in a very cute, cartoony beer
Right?
label.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and for those folks listening, we'll put up some
We'll
some
throw up
shots on the
some of this
Instagram and things, so you guys can have some context.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's important.
what else do
Audio
we have
versus
coming
visual.
up?
Yeah.
So that's in April, and then at the end of this month, we have joined on with, do you know the Box and Hops podcast?
No.
Heard of them?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's definitely a great one to listen to. It's the vocalists from Cryptopsy. And all he
Okay.
does is talk about metal and craft beer. He usually just interviews people from
Perfect.
different bands and the
That's
occasional
awesome.
brewer. And he runs Heavy Montreal, which is a really great death metal fest up there.
Nice.
Yeah. But we're participating in our second global collab with them. This one's called Pit Culture. I think it's a couple dozen breweries from all around the world, like Japan and Cyprus, and a couple
Wow.
breweries from Africa represented. Somehow we are part of it.
That's awesome.
But everyone got to pick different terminology from the pit and name a beer after that. So
That's
you,
awesome.
Like, so you have, I don't know, I don't have the list in front of me, but the one we chose was collateral moshing.
I thought we came up with that term.
Collateral mosh.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, Jared
Yeah,
came up
like,
with a great
well-
little definition for it.
Yeah, like I was actually at a show when I came up with it because I was like, maybe 2-3 feet away from the edge of the pit, and it started getting a little bit more rambunctious, and I was like, this is just going to include me whether I want it to or not.
Yeah.
This is happening now.
Yeah,
Here we are.
It's just collateral moshing.
Just drag everyone in there
That's
with
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
I like it. Listen to me,
Thank you. I won't see you tomorrow because it's supposed to be gross out.
This is massive.
Yeah.
Snow day tomorrow.
I'm staying home.
Stay in and listen to records.
The old W from H.
Yeah.
I won't be. I will be bartending here and listening to the fiddle jam session in the other room.
Oh, that's tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Hell yeah. There's a group of like old timey music enthusiasts that just like get fiddles and stuff, and just like we just let them use our side room and they just jam out.
Jam.
Someone brought a harp one time.
Yeah, like an entire
cool.
harp.
Like a whole ass harp.
It was like the size of that door. It was huge. Yeah. It was like a couple.
You're really
feet deep
committed
when
to
I saw
this.
it. I'm like, looking at it, like, is that a fucking harp?
It's awesome.
I think the last one we had, there was like 10-15 people just jamming out on fiddles, and there's probably other non-fiddle instruments that I'm just not thinking of.
Similar type objects.
Yeah, there must have been at least one like banjo or ukulele in there.
I don't know. Yeah, you could just bring whatever and play whatever. I'm really not sure how it's organized, but I know they like to drink beer, so they're my kind of people.
That works.
Yeah.
So it's not organized, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I have.
Just show up.
Yeah,
Organized
I just
chaos.
It's
unlocked
organized
the
in the
door.
sense that they're all here at the same time.
Right?
It's true.
It's organized.
That sometimes is a feat in and of itself.
I want to like see someone's relationship blossom throughout this. Like, I want to see like a bone-up love story unfold.
Right.
Right? Yes. This is an epic tale.
I'll keep you guys posted.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up on that.
Yeah. What are you guys drinking next?
That is a great question.
Ask us questions, because sometimes if you just let us go, we'll get way off topic.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, because the whole way that this thing started was us at band practice, then being like, all right, we should wrap it up and go home. And then an hour later, we're like,
Yeah.
but listen to this song. And they're playing a show next week. And then Bridget telling us, you guys should just record this, because,
Yeah.
like, I would listen to you guys rant about stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so
So here we are.
you guys are right on track.
All right.
But yeah, so you guys
Ranting
have
and
some
rambling.
more things coming up here.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
So, starting in the summer, we'll be hosting live music, mostly heavy, all local, pretty much every week in the beer garden.
Nice.
We'll be offering a monthly local music showcase. I think it's the second Friday of the month, starting in May, and then it'll just be like 2 to 3 bands, $10 suggested cover, just like come chill, hang out. But we're also planning a few large-scale events. The first of which is a 2-day fest called Boston is Doomed. So it's all Dooner.
Good work.
My favorite, Dooner.
It's all doom, stoner, psych, fuzz from the Boston area. There's a couple out-of-staters coming. I know Green Inferno will be up here from New Jersey,
Sick.
and then I forget. Oh, Buffalo Riders are coming from Ohio. They're stopping through here on a tour.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm not super familiar with them. Just like they wrote in to the brewery's website and asked about shows, and like their music lined right up with what we were
Rad.
trying to put together, and the dates lined up. So they're going to be stopping through, and then I'm really excited to host Black Pyramid they'll be
yeah.
headlining.
We just
We
talked
did-
about them in the last
Last
episode.
episode
Yeah.
we talked about Blackberry.
Yeah, they're sick. All their songs are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Mirror Messiah.
Mirror Messiah.
Just
Yeah,
like
it's 7
crushingly
minutes long.
heavy
It's, like,
from the start.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, their set might be like 3 songs. Somehow it's still 45
And that's like,
minutes.
right?
well, that's yeah. That's like, how do you explain like that style of music to somebody? It's like, I don't listen to Earthless. Their album's like normal. It's like 45 minutes, 3 songs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. They're just like, who would do that? And we're like, oh.
You know, like, if you like that, then go listen to Dope Smoker. It's just
Yeah.
one song for an hour.
Yeah.
Song for an hour. Yeah.
It's great.
Well,
Vocals don't even start until minute 9.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not words for another 2 minutes. But they are vocals.
They do start there. Human sounds begin.
Yeah, get yourself some
I know.
tea.
They have temporary tattoos.
Oh yes, temporary tattoo.
We're gonna get tatted
There
tonight.
you go.
Right?
The cheapest tattoo you'll ever
Here we
get.
go.
Yeah.
These ones are in our budget.
I know.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
50,
not.
50 cents for a tattoo, I can actually afford these
It's
ones.
not nearly as painful as Slop Drop getting tattooed while they're playing.
Right?
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah, we should. The next show that we're playing is with Slab Drop. They're playing right before us, so.
Is it
When's
just
that?
the drummer that does that, or is it like?
No, it's whoever will volunteer.
It's like one of the.
Did they just do that at every show?
Yeah.
And a lot of them, yeah. One of their friends has a tattoo gun, and they'll just get somebody to volunteer to like play drums or play guitar
So one of
for a
the
song, and then
one of
give
the-
them a tattoo while they're playing.
yeah, one of the
How do they come out?
It very
Exact-
much depends on the day.
exactly as you would think.
Yeah, they're usually like
So
bad line drawings, but sometimes they're good.
So the drummer at one of the ones we were at,
So he got a pretty good spaceship.
and it was a spaceship.
I guess.
There you
What's
go.
your answer?
It was like one of the shows we played in Vermont.
Yeah, Brattleboro.
Brattleboro. Yeah, and like the drummer got a tattoo on his calf, like while he was playing.
It's maybe not the best place to get a tattoo while you're
Right?
playing drums.
But it's like
Right.
while they're playing, and he's like, it's like holy crap. And I think it was supposed to look like a snare
It
drum.
was either a snare drum or a spaceship. I don't
Either
know.
or. Either or.
Could go either way,
It was a space drum.
I feel like you might want to just start out by going for abstract in that case. Just like,
right?
I was gonna say, like, that's actually a pretty cool idea because
hysterical.
your performance is going to be affected by the constant stabbing of the needle into part of your body.
Yeah.
So that's probably gonna make you more erratic.
If you want to make sure that it stays
Yeah.
punk, just
Yeah.
stab people constantly while they play.
There you go. Are you really metal if you're not getting tattooed during your set?
Right? I mean, that's a valid
Jury
point.
says no.
That's a valid point.
I would do that.
All right, I don't feel
I
metal
would do
now.
that. I would
Well, then you can volunteer at the
just get
next
one of
show.
those
All right.
continuous line tattoos.
oh
Like,
yeah.
it would look bad, but it would also look good.
I feel like that's like a lot of the things that we like. We're
It
like,
looks bad. But
it's
it looks
bad,
good.
but it's so good.
It's got a good memory attached to it. Let's go with that.
So did I just volunteer to get tattooed while we were playing our next show?
I think I don't know. Claim it now, like you claimed stuff last episode and told people to fight you in your own
Oh,
basement.
I did tell people to fight me. I forgot. No
You were like, "Come in here and fight me."
no one has accepted that yet. Also, no one knows where I live, so it's fine.
That adds to the adventure. Anyway, that's awesome. So you guys have that coming up.
Yeah.
A whole slew of bands.
And yeah, I believe it's 9 or 10 bands over the course of 2 days, which I think seems manageable.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's rad.
So we're announcing that officially this week, but tickets are already available. You can grab them on Eventbrite.
Cool.
All that shit's on our website.
And what's the dates for that?
It's June 9th and 10th. It's a Friday and a Saturday.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So just under 3 months.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It'll be warm out. It'll be beautiful.
Right?
And yeah, we'll just
I find that hard to
kind of
believe.
high.
Be the
and
opposite.
Yeah.
Opposite of today, where it's like
Opposite of
sleeting
today.
outside and about to dump snow.
Lousy smarch weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what else are we doing? We got a little punk rock picnic in July. We
Nice.
have a vinyl shop here at the brewery, partner with Light of Day
That's
Records.
awesome.
Yeah. And it's super low key. Like they're just there. There's a little listening station for the vintage vinyl
Sick.
and everything that's open. And
Probably
the owner,
worth mentioning that we're doing something for Record Store Day since we're looking at the flyers for it
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Yes, our mic stands are record store day flyers. Oh, and here's another one.
Look at it. There it is, right there.
Ta-da!
Imagine that.
Yeah, I feel like all I'm doing is just plugging events, but I'm so excited about
okay.
everything we got coming up.
Tell us all the things.
So, yeah, Record Store Day. We're gonna have just a fuck ton of records, bunch of exclusives. We won't be opening up at 6 in the morning, which would be nice. You can like sleep in and still get your exclusives, which will be nice.
I like it.
We've got an all vinyl DJ coming for the afternoon, and we're brewing a little collab beer with Light of Day Records.
That's
Sick.
also like the official like grand opening of the record store. Like he's been here since the beginning of last month, depending upon what month it is right now.
He's only been here for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're kind of getting a lay of the land and all
Test
that.
run,
Yeah.
sort it all out.
And then hopefully trying to throw open the floodgates in April.
Cool.
Yeah. So he's a good dude. His name's Chris, and he's also organizing some smaller and medium shows for us at the brewery this summer too. So he's
Rad.
pretty connected in the local music scene. And then later on in the summer, we are hosting an RPM Fest pre-party here. We're going to be one of the sponsoring breweries at that fest. It's a little camping and stoner doom heavy music out in Western Mass. That's Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
And then
That one's so rad. They always have such a good lineup.
I'm so stoked. I didn't know about RPM Fest until last year, and
We had a wedding that weekend, so we couldn't go.
couldn't go. One of the people we were at the wedding with was playing in one of the bands there, and so he went up. He got a hotel room at this, awesome lakeside place in Vermont for the wedding for the weekend. He went to the wedding, then went down to RPM Fest, camped for 2 days, came back up. But anyway, we found out about this fest. We're like, all of the bands that we collab with are playing here.
Right.
All of our friends are here. Why the fuck is Bone Up not pouring beer at this fest? So we fixed that for this year.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
And we've been talking to the organizers about brewing a special RPM Fest beer.
That would be
We'll
awesome.
release it here at the brewery. We'll have some of the bands playing there, play here, get people excited about
Right.
it. Like RPM Yeast.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see you guys there. I also
Yeah.
just emailed them about setting up a spot there. So
Sick. Are you guys thinking about playing or?
hopefully,
Yeah, that
we'll
would
see.
be cool.
We're playing regardless. We're just gonna set up in the parking lot.
Do
Like
it.
a generator. Just be like, screw this place. We're playing over here.
It also wouldn't be the
In the
first
parking
time that
lot.
we've done that.
Bring your friend with a tattoo gun.
We also
true, yeah.
100% just bought a PA system because we knew a bunch of bands that had nowhere to play, and we were like, we'll just make shows.
We just made shows.
That's
yeah.
so cool. I love that.
They're like, nobody wants to let us play because we're new. There's all these other bands that are really good that nobody knows. We'll just make shows.
Yeah, I just wanted to Facebook Marketplace and bought all kinds of PA stuff and was like, plugged it all in and was like, works good enough.
There you go.
Now we're playing shows.
In like 5 years, parking lot shows are going to be a thing, and no
Right.
one's going to believe you that you started it.
Right? Exactly. exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, we kind of hang out and rock out and brew beer and rinse,
Sick.
repeat.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's rad. Oh, are you going to get tattooed?
Yeah.
You going to do your slap-on tattoo?
You do it?
Tattoo.
I got some water right here.
I mean, how this works.
Yes, it works like that.
Yeah, if only there were instructions
It's
on
like
the
a
record.
sticker for your body.
Shh, quiet.
That's awesome.
No one said I could read.
And you just hit drums, right?
That's it. I just smack drums. Just going back
Nice.
to egg for later.
Save it.
How about you guys? What do you have coming up that you're excited about?
And our stuff that we got coming up, we got a bunch of shows coming up. Working on putting together more stuff for over the summer.
Cool.
So I think right now we've got shows through June. We just got a couple beginning of July. Actually, one at Sammy's Patio.
Sammy's.
So we're doing one there, and then one up in Portland. But yeah, we're doing that, and then we got a 7-inch coming out later this summer. The guys at Barely Alive Records from up in Maine, they're just kind of getting going. We started talking with them, and we were going to record with one of our friends to try and get a couple songs together. And they were like, well, if you're going to go do that, why don't you do a couple more songs and we make a vinyl? So, yeah, so sometime later this summer, I don't know what the timeline is on that quite yet, but the songs are done, so we just got to send them to them.
Yeah. I don't know how long it takes to draw those little lines in the records, but
Luckily, we don't have to draw the lines.
I don't have to do it, so I'm good with that.
But yeah, we've got that stuff going on, and then more podcasting shenanigans. Yeah, we've got some other band things lined up, and we're off to see Leather Lung and Mother Iron Horse next month.
Yeah.
Which should be a really fun one.
They're doing like a little tour kind of thing. I know that they're playing at Widowmaker Brewing down the South Shore.
Yep.
And then they'll be in Providence.
They're,
too,
yeah,
right?
they're doing like Providence, Widowmaker, and then Portland, Maine. So I think we're going to the one in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are rad. I know Marco, their guitar player, builds the cabs and all that stuff.
I've heard that he does all this crazy custom shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does really cool stuff. No mad cabs.
No ad cabs.
Yep.
Those are the ones. I don't know things.
But yeah, we're going to see them and probably chat with those guys. I think we're going to go over to, at some point, try and go down to Marco's shop and talk to him about how he builds things. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's our stuff.
Yeah. Mother Iron Horse is sick. We saw them open for Kind and King Buffalo back in
Sick, yeah.
December. That was a great show.
That's
that
awesome.
was a great show.
Nice. Well, yeah, I think, I don't know, you got more questions?
I have many questions.
So many questions. I think the main question is, what beer should we try next?
Extra Naked.
Oh yeah, probably should be Extra Naked.
It's the best beer we make.
It's the best beer we make.
What is it? What is it called?
Extra Naked.
All right. Sold.
All right.
All right. I'm sold.